Welcome back, everyone. Talking to Senator John McCain this morning about a lot of different things. Let's start with the NRA convention, though. You were one of the speakers there, and a lot of people are concerned with what the Obama administration will mean for their rights. His administration is saying they don't need to be concerned. What do you think?
Well, I hope that that gun owners who respect the Second Amendment to the Constitution don't have anything to worry about. There are people in the Obama administration who don't share that view, but the president, during his campaign, said, articulated his support for gun owners and the right of individuals to bear arms. So I hope he sticks with it.
There were more women at this convention than ever before, apparently. What does that tell you?
I think it means that the use of guns for sporting and hunting is on the increase in America. That was the biggest dinner that they have ever had in the history of the city of Phoenix. I think there were 7,000 people at the NRA dinner, and we're certainly glad they came. I welcomed them heartily and repeatedly.
Yeah, they pumped a lot of money into the economy this weekend. I was concerned about, I read somewhere that with all the drug trafficking going on, that either 8 or 9 out of 10 of the guns can be traced back to U.S. sources. Is there a real concern there?
There's a real concern, but that number is very misleading because the Mexican government is identifying those weapons that say made in USA, which guns in the USA have to be stamped that way, and they are asking for some kind of tracking down those, whereas the other weapons they are not giving to the United States or asking for an accountability. Look, the NRA and I want to tighten up on ID. We don't want any criminals buying guns. We don't want any gun traffickers buying weapons, but we can enforce existing laws and beef up the ATF and other organizations to make sure that no weapon falls in the hands of a drug cartel. And let me just emphasize, Tara, on the border, this drug cartel struggle is huge. The violence is unbelievable. It's an existential threat to the government of Mexico. And we should help President Calderon and the Mexican government and their law enforcement and army in trying to bring this under control. One of the big problems, corruption.
Let's talk about the economy. Many people have said recently that we're getting near the bottom and headed in the other direction, the right direction. Do you think what the administration is doing right now is the right thing? Are we headed in the right direction?
I think the economy is recovering, and I think it will have a recovery. I worry, though, every night about the generational theft that we're committing. Trillions of dollars. For every dollar that the federal government is spending now, 46 cents is borrowed. That bill is going to come due, and it's going to come due for our kids and our grandkids, and there is no end in sight. It's unsustainable. The people who give us the financial report on Medicare and Social Security, it was a terrible number of when both of those very important safety nets are going broke. And so the spending is, we had a stimulus package. I think that the economy had to be stimulated. It was less than half of what the president proposed, and we had a mandatory back to a balanced budget once the economy recovers.
Over the weekend, Nancy Pelosi got a little bit of grief. People saying, in fact, I think the minority leader said she needs to either come up with evidence that the CIA misled her about the waterboarding tactics, or she needs to apologize. What do you think about that?
Well, I agree. And the thing is, I'm seeing now from the left, it's interesting. I saw it on the Sunday shows and cable is, well, it was a long time ago, and maybe she doesn't remember, and maybe they don't. Look, when you're briefed on something like torture, right. I've forgotten a lot of briefings that I've had, but to forget a briefing about torture, give me a break.
Speaking of TV shows, your mom, not a huge fan of Keith Olbermann or Rush Limbaugh. She is feisty.
She's 97. She has the right to say whatever she wants to say. She's an incredible person. She'll be traveling in Europe again soon. I guess it was a couple of years ago, she flew to Paris, tried to rent a car. They told her she was too old, so she bought a car and drove around. I mean, she's an amazing person.
But do you ever say, hey, Mom, listen, just kind of keep it on the DL or
that would be a very
ineffective.
Yeah, that would be a waste of her time and mine.
Hey, when I was at the Republican convention covering you, I don't know, you're kind of busy there. This is the kind of stuff they were selling. I don't know if you ever saw that.
You see you pressing on.
You pressed the thing. I mean, have you seen that thing?
Yeah, I've seen it before.
By the way, who dressed you this morning?
That's you're going out on a Saturday night.
I was going to say, who's dry cleaners. That's fun. It was a lot of fun. We had a great ride, and what a great honor, and was glad you all covered it so well, and it's a pleasure to be back with you again.
Well, your wife will be joining us in about 25 minutes to talk about a great movie coming out on Memorial Day. But your son is graduating from the Naval Academy this week, and the featured speaker,
the President of the United States. Yeah, that's right.
Will he wear a shirt saying it's me, or?
My son's going to the Naval pilot training. He's the fourth generation, by the way, Naval Academy graduate.
That's really something.
I hope he's a lot better pilot than I was.
You're still around, so that's a good pilot.
There you go.
Thank you so
much.
Thanks
for joining us.
Thanks for having me on.
You got to sign this somewhere. Where would you?
You and your autograph seeking. All right, while you do that, we'll be right back. Coming up in about 20 minutes, Cindy McCain will be joining us. We'll also have a look at weather next, traffic next, and could Glendale host another Super Bowl?